by the skeleton of a famous hero. So that's a little unfair of me, of course. But anyway, you know what I mean. Anyhow, so Grifflet, wake up. Okay, there we go. Yeah, snap to it, boy. It's time to get to work. So we came here to Browen last week, back here underground, and Browen said that we needed to go and do things. What were the things? Oh yeah, that's right. We've got to find the. So that's right. He is Tom Sawyering us into doing his work for him. And there's a long tradition of this, right? People have been given tasks to do and instead give them to Grifflet. So Grifflet is back on familiar ground here. So Grifflet, I think that means that you need to adopt your more workaday attire here. Oh wait, hang on a second. I forgot I gotta do this. Let's see. No, you definitely don't want your cake hat for this. Well, no, you really, let's just go with the ninja. Okay. All right, Grifflet. Let's get to work. Wait, where are you going? Grifflet? Oh, this is where you're going. Yeah, you're going the right way. Okay. It's dark in here today. All right, there we go. Alright, Grifflet, let's goat up and head back out. Actually, you know what, Grifflet? Let's cheat. Let's just go to the 21st Hall, and we'll travel from there. Okay. Alright. Okay, alright. So, you guys are in? Good, yeah. I didn't see the stream. I was just looking over for a second and not seeing the stream going, which seemed a little bit alarming, but I think, yeah, okay, I would need to refresh my browser there. Okay. Yeah, sorry, I was late there today. Okay, so, yeah, there we are. All right, so here we are in the 21st Hall. When I hit the milestone, I'm always pointing in the direction I don't think I'm pointing in. Okay, let's take a swift goat over
These halls
to...
will be great once more.
Yeah, let's do the Chamber of the Crossroads. That's what I'm talking about. And this time, I'm going to remember to go out and take a look at that waterfall in ultra high, because that needs to happen. You know, these asymmetrical stone panels look cool. I didn't used to be able to see these cracks through them and everything. Moria looks much more weathered. What just happened to my camera? Oh, I must hit my mouse accidentally there. Okay. Anyway, yeah, the stone is much more cracked and weathered. I'm not driving my drunk goat here. I'm just, neither I nor my goat are drunk. I'm just looking at the walls. And when you are looking at either wall while you're trying to move forward, that's like the, just signing yourself up for a sobriety test there. But anyway, okay. Oh yeah, I love the glow of the like torchlight and stuff on the stone in ultra high. So good. Yeah, so yeah, for those of you who had been away for a while or not paying attention, I got a new computer lately. Very, very wonderful and generous gift from a viewer, and I'm now able to stream on ultra high graphics. Wow! Oh, there's mist. Oh, who knew? Look at that. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, so always before the waterfall looks like the beard, right, of the dwarf, which is a really neat effect. But now the spray of the water. That's cool. Now it looks like a bearded dwarf on a very cold day. That's neat. Wow. Awesome. I didn't even anticipate that effect. I just wanted to see like the effect of the flowing water and everything, but that's good. It's only somewhat obscured by the derriere of my goat. Nice. Nice. Sorry, I'll try not to bore everybody with, like, spending lots of time just simply enjoying my high graphics, which I've never seen before. But anyway, okay, sorry. All right, so down over here, as I recall, we've got to go back to those places, and we've went to them before, so I vaguely remember where they are. In fact, aren't they on my... Are they on my mini-map? I think they are, aren't they? Yep, there's the Chamber of Knowledge, and up there is the Chamber of Wisdom, and over here is the other Chamber of Deep Thought, right? Okay. Okay, what? Oh, there's the record coffer in question. Mining records, but they contain some curious information. That's it? I got lucky the first time? I don't even have to go check the other ones? Sweet! Oh, that is awesome. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, let me do that then. Cool. Oh, wow, yeah. That is fantastic. How much time do I have? I'm not even able to... I'm not even made my 5-minute cooldown on my 21st hall traveling. Alright, I got 8 seconds. I can wait for that. I never noticed this door standing here. Right, like this door fell off the hinges. Presumably there was once another one. Does that door even fit? The door doesn't look like it would fit. Shouldn't it have a domed top or like an angular top? Why, if it's like, it shouldn't be... well, what would it be, technically? I guess it would be quadrilateral. But anyway, shouldn't it have a funky top like that? Was this a spare door that was brought from somewhere else? Because they're like, the Chamber of Wisdom, or Knowledge. Which one is it? I'm forgetting already. It was just there. Knowledge. Chamber of Knowledge doesn't have a door. Well, yeah, here we found this door. Let's bring it over there. But they're like, wait, stupid, we need 2 doors, and it's going to have a gap at the top, so they just set it off to the side, right? I guess so. I also never noticed on my old graphics the color and texture of this little bit. So I'd always noticed the detail work on here, how it was carved differently, but the color and the sheen, it looks like it's copper, right? Like this is some kind of brownish stone, right, that we see all over the place in Moria. But then it's set, it's sort of interspersed with these plates, I guess, of carved copper. One wonders what that's for. I never could see that, but that looks definitely metallic rather than stone. What an interesting idea. That they would set these carved, and there seem to be little ones, right? Yeah, you got little bitty ones here in the door frame as well. I wonder, is there some function to it? Was it purely aesthetic? Because it might be purely aesthetic. And if it's copper, why is it copper instead of green? And if it's not copper, what is it then? Because it looks like copper. Bronze? Maybe? Maybe it's bronze. It doesn't really look like bronze. So was it purely aesthetic? Or was there some actual function? Mechanical, sort of magical or otherwise? How curious. I don't know. But let's go back to 21st Hall. Since I now have just like made a beeline for this relevant... It's a good thing Broen gave me his job, because I'm obviously doing it better than he would have done. Though, in his defense, he's better at propping himself on one elbow than really I could ever hope to be. Okay. Can I get a slow... Hey, Taf. I almost called you Taj. Sorry, Taf. Can I get a...
The time has come to drive forth the orcs from our kingdom.
Right, yeah. Oh, hang on a second. You probably can't hear me all that well right now. Because, hang on. I should probably get my microphone out. That might be handy. See here, I'm so, transfixed by my own graphics and getting that all set that I actually... Now, can you actually hear me? How about that? Okay. Okay, so, yeah. So, all right, Tough. Where I wanted to go is not to Jazagun. Let's see, can you take me to Tharak Bazan. Oh, you can only take me on a swift goat? Well, that's okay. That's fine. Thank you. Okay. I know. I see Fairvenin exclaiming at the quality of the graphics. I know, it's just, isn't it mess? I'm glad it's not just me. You know, I mean, I'm glad that you guys aren't just laughing at me for like running around, because I sort of assumed that almost everybody, you know, sort of has had this effect already, and you know, have been kind of laughing at me for my ooh, see, look at the bushes. Wow. Have been laughing at me for like running around with my low quality graphics. And of course I did in part. I could have played the game at a higher level of graphics than I was, but I couldn't stream them. It was the limitations of my old processor in being able to not only handle the game, but also then stream that, that was leading to too much lag and buffering and stuff on the other end. It wasn't a clear thing. So now not only can I do the ultra high graphics, but I can also stream at a high bit rate. So it's all good, man.
Have much to account for.
All right. Oh yeah, the arm. I was wondering what quest I had from you. There we go. Hey, man, thanks for the XP. I was just passing through here, but that was great. So hang on, let me get my goat again. Yes, sir. Now let's go back up to Broen. Oh, here I was just admiring the mist coming up around that rock, and I'm being so rudely attacked. I mean, come on, man. Have you no decency? I'm trying to enjoy atmospherical effects. I'm being forced into combat. Were there always lily pads in here? There probably were. I just never noticed them. Or the petal-by-petal detail of the flowers. Or the little holes in the lily pads where they've been gnawed by tiny insects. What I'm wondering is, why is this rock smoking? Like, what is this rock smoking? No, that's not what I'm asking. Why? Where is water flowing or coming from? Is what I'm wondering. It's coming out of the rock, because it's not coming down upon the rock from the ceiling, nor is water flowing into this, as it seems to be a stable pool. So water is, it's a well. Water is coming up and then splashing down the rocks. That's what I'm seeing. Obviously, the rocks can't be very hot and making the water actually steam, or else those lily pads would just not be living in that pool. Nor with the little insects who have obviously been gnawing at the lily pads. Ha. And boy, wow, the yellow glow of the crystals. Just wow. Okay, sorry. Anyway, I was on a goat and I was heading out. I was interrupted twice. First by the rock and the water, and then by a goblin. So that got pretty well sidetracked. But now I'm back on track and we are headed to Broen again. Okay. Oh, good. Made it around the Warg Riders. No need to cause trouble, you know. Okay. All right, Broen. I don't know if this is exciting news for you. This probably isn't exciting news, right? Like, I finished doing your job for you, Broen. And I was super efficient. Is my incredible efficiency going to be exciting to you?
Yes, the mining record's fine.
Yeah, no.
Wait, what is this?
What is this, Broen? Okay. My father will be pleased even if I am not. Well, you know, no sense pretending, Broen. Why must we waste so much time on meaningless tasks such as this when my cousin remains a prisoner of Mazog? He takes them with a sigh, but as he reads, his eyes widen and his face brightens. Do Do you understand what you have found, Grifflet? Ha ha! These are not simple mining records at all. Okay. So I didn't do your job, is what you're saying? Now you're criticizing me for finding the... These pages may hold the key to rescuing my cousin Bori. Okay, good. Good. Okay, Melkoff Stonecarver, commissioned for detail work on the rear wall of Rushdurinul during nighttime for completion of Zur-Thurk. Special instructions withheld by order of Durin. Wow. See, that's a really evocative paragraph right there. Let me do it again. Melkov Stonecarver, so he's reading from the records I found, right? Melkov Stonecarver, commissioned for detail work on rear wall of Rushdurinul during nighttime for completion of Zur-Thurk. Special instructions withheld by order of Durin. Okay, this is lovely. Let's pause for a second. Let's do some close reading of this, right? What do we learn about dwarvish society in Khazad-dûm in the days of Durin, right? Or that is, in the days of the power of Khazad-dûm, the old days. What do we learn of their culture from that 3-line paragraph? Several things, right? Well, I mean, again, obviously, we're learning this. What we're learning about is Turbine's reimagining of what that culture would have been, obviously, right? But anyway, it's cool. Okay, so what do we learn? First of all, notice, of course, how he's doing detail work on a wall, right, on the rear wall of Rushdurinul. Now, I don't know where Rushdurinul is, but it's interesting, of course, that they've commissioned a dwarf to do detail work on the wall, right? So notice that I've been focusing on, so I was just commenting on like those copper, brass, bronze plates, whatever they are, on the walls and how they're carved and everything. So anyway, so we have, of course, right, naturally, dwarves are going to be doing detail work all over the place. Now, by the way, that's an interesting shift in Tolkien, because in Tolkien's conceptions of dwarves. It does fit. It seems to me it very much does fit the way that Tolkien is describing dwarves by the time we get to Gimli, right? And we hear Gimli talking about this stuff. But pre-Gimli, right, pre-Lord of the Rings, pre-Hobbit even, back in his earlier Silmarillion days, like in the Quenta Silmarillion, the 1937 Quenta Silmarillion, which is that's actually after he wrote The Hobbit, or the Quenta Nuldarinwa, which he wrote right around the same time that he wrote The Hobbit, in like 1930. When he describes the dwarves there, the dwarves are, you can hear it reflected in The Hobbit when he talks about how the dwarves have they have a very shrewd sense of the value of money, right? They're paying Bilbo, and so like in their minds that, they're not sorry to make him do the nasty job, right, that they've hired him to do, but they mean to pay him very well because they have a very high view, right, of the value of money. That's more in line with the kind of thing, the way that he characterizes dwarves earlier in his career, where they were not craftsmen so much as merchants, right? What they were about was about making a buck. And in fact, in the very early descriptions of dwarves, not the earliest ones in the Book of Lost Tales, where they were just actually evil, kind of like orcs, sort of in the same general family as orcs, they got a little bit better later on, but they didn't make beautiful things. They didn't bother, right? Because all they were really interested in was trade, was making a buck. Right, so obviously, dwarves have changed. In Tolkien's mind, the dwarves change, and so Turbine, following the later conception of dwarves, have Durin's folk, I won't say obsessive, but attention to detail, right? In commissioning this dude to do detail work on the rear wall of Rushdurinul. The rear wall seems to me like the really interesting bit there, right? That maybe, since it's the rear wall, that's a wall that people wouldn't look at quite as much, right? It's not like the display piece, but nevertheless, we're going to commission somebody for that. So that's one point that I find interesting in there. The second point, during nighttime, the fact that the concept of, because if you think about this, right, that's not intuitive necessarily, right? So and that was actually, when I read that paragraph, it was the first thing that jumped out at me. I was like, wait, Durin's dwarves had circadian rhythms? Really? It's not a given. right? I mean, if you live a completely subterranean existence, what do they care about sunrise and sunset, right? The idea that the concept of day and night should still be a guiding, principle in dwarf scheduling, right? That they should schedule their work shifts around daytime and nighttime. I wouldn't necessarily assume that would be... I could easily imagine a subterranean society that grew up with just entirely other way. I mean, presumably, I guess they still... Gimli apparently does still need sleep, right? So, and so do Thorin and company. So sleep seems to be a part of who the dwarves are, right? So that's the fact that they sometimes sleep and sometimes don't is but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to have a universally and culturally agreed upon daytime and nighttime. Right? That's something that really is derived from solar patterns, right? From day and night, from sunlight and darkness. Underground, following the hours of the sun would be almost arbitrary, right? I mean, like, it's not like they're going to do daylight savings or something like that, right? Would they even pay attention to the seasonal changes? Is nighttime shorter in the winter in Khazad-dûm, right, compared to in the summertime? One would think that it would at least end up being a completely artificial distinction, right? I mean, there are places where the sun shines, right? We know that the sun does come in through shafts in the 21st Hall. So there would be some places in Moria where there would be light in the day and darkness at night, and more darkness at night, right? So there's that. And so maybe you just have the whole kind of culture recognizing that because you can see it in that one or those few halls. I don't know, but it's interesting anyway. It's interesting to me that that Turbine chose to have the dwarf society connected to the outer world to that extent when they could have done otherwise, right? All I'm saying is that to me it's not a given that dwarves would do that. And this to me is really interesting because that's a really neat example of the kind of fun you get to have when you do the kind of thing that Turbine has done, right? That is when you set yourself up to really imagine the world, to kind of carry on Tolkien's world of subcreation down to this kind of detail. Tolkien, of course, doesn't really ever give us what was the day-to-day culture of the dwarves of Khazad-dûm like, right? We don't really know. But anyway, I don't know how much they thought about that, if that was well thought through and deliberate on their part or not. I don't know, but it's to me an interesting question. And so, by the way, when I approach this, that question of whether or not the people who wrote this quest text did that, whether there was much thought behind that or not, that to me isn't a question I particularly care about. That is to say, my own analysis is not going to depend upon that, right? I mean, I don't care whether they tossed that out or whether they did it deliberately. What matters is that it's there, and given that it's there, what does it say, and because it's we as we read it, right, who sort of fills the story out in our minds. We, as we're readers, are the ones who are living in it, right? So what the motives, thoughts, level of competence of the person who did it doesn't at the end doesn't matter as much as our own response to it. Anyway, I'm getting onto theoretical grounds here, and let us getting diverted for architecture is one thing, getting diverted for literary theory is entirely another. Anyway, carrying on. Carry on in this paragraph, because I have a third point that I want to make about these 3 lines. Special instructions withheld by order of Durin. That's my favorite point on this from this document, right? Dwarves, of course, are very secretive, and I love that element being reflected here, right? That does this mean that there is a big secret here? It might mean that there's a big secret here, and it seems like Browen's very excited about this. So this is probably something, this is probably going to end up meaning something. But I just love the idea of, we're making a record, right, of this work that was done, and we're noting that there were special instructions that have been withheld by order of Durin because the dwarves are secretive folk, right? And so Durin has commissioned this guy for detail work, but it's top secret detail work, right? Or is it, one wonders, right? Is it possible that it's just what they do all the time, right? I gave special instructions, so I'm not telling you what it is. I wonder how sort of far down, are the dwarves merely secretive with outsiders? Are they secretive with each other as well? Do they keep secrets among themselves? Is it just a thing that they do almost without thinking about it, right? Is that, I wonder. Anyway, okay. All right. Yes, I'm glancing over at the Twitch chat here and seeing, Maven is reminding me about the mirrors, right? Maven, I had forgotten about the mirrors. The mirrors do suggest that there has been a more systematic attempt to bring the daylight darkness thing into Moria daily life, right? It's not just the few chambers. They have made very highly detailed and, I won't say exhaustive, but exhausting, no doubt, engineering efforts, right, to use natural light as a mechanism, not everywhere in Moria, but lots of places in Moria, right? So that does definitely suggest that, the choice to use natural daylight would then bring their whole society more in line with the daytime-nighttime thing. I'd forgotten about the mirrors completely, Maven. That's great. Okay, all right. So I think that's probably enough discussion of those three lines. The word rush durinal, Jumaita. See, and look, Broen was focusing on one of the things that I just kind of, I'm like, whatever, I don't know where that is. Let's move on. Okay, anyway, sorry. Okay, for that is the name of the throne of Durin. Ah, the very throne that Mazog has claimed for himself. Well, that is a handy piece of information. Then see the name Zurthurch, or Secret Road. Well, see, I didn't know what that word meant, so there we are. See, the two things I completely went past are the things that he turns out to be most interested in. Could it be that this dwarf, this Melkov stonecarver, was tasked with creating a secret passage out of Durin's throne room for the king in use in the event of danger? If this passage was completed, it might be used to gain access to Mazog. It might be used to rescue my cousin Bori. Okay, well, bro, and I hope we've learned our lesson here today, right? And the lesson is, don't, slack off on these routine jobs that your dad gives to you because you never know when they might be useful, right? Oh, yeah, sorry, I need a quest reward. Yeah, I'll take the morale. Thank you.
You must search the workshop for plans.
I must.
I will stay behind.
Will you?
There is too much to do.
Oh, too much to do, right? Too much lounging around on one elbow to do, bro. I mean, look, bro, and I I totally get your PTSD. It's amazing you're alive and everything, but I love Mr. I don't want to do anything now becomes there is too much to do. Maybe he's turned over a new leaf. That's good, bro. And let's new lease on life. What does Broen have? Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Melkov Stonecarver was renowned for much of his work, though I have never heard of this secret road. By the way, of course, the idea that this is the throne room now totally changes the rear wall thing, right? Not just about the fact that, of course, the whole secret path thing would have been handy to know. But, of course, the rear wall of the throne room that's a really, really big commission, right? Not a minor commission. So this is not the dwarves paying attention to details in an out-of-the-way place. The rear wall behind the throne room, right? I mean, that would be a spectacle, right? That would be what lots of eyes would be focused on that. So this is obviously a major commission, not what I had originally guessed. See, and that's why, not knowing what those names meant was a big deal there. Sorry, okay. Renowned for his work, though I've never heard of this secret road, its inclusion in these records may very well have been an oversight by a scribe of Durin's day. So an oversight. So he was like accidentally less secretive than he should have been, right? Okay, but he may have given us what we need to wrest my cousin from the grasp of Mazog's forces. So, so it's like a chance of chance you call it kind of thing, right? Okay, that's good. Mazog has entrenched himself in the great fortress of Zabadgathol, surrounding himself with orc warriors. But if a secret escape passage was constructed in the rear wall of Rush Duranul, we might be able to sneak into the fortress unobserved. This is exciting, Broen. Melkov's stonecarver's workshop was recently uncovered, but no dwarves were left to guard it. Who could have suspected how important it might become? Take the western exit from the peaceful path, and once you come out onto the mountainside, turn west and climb the short slope to the cave mouth. Enter the passage and search for word of the secret way into Rush Duranul. All right? Broen blanches at your request that he accompany them. I'm fine, Broen. You can stay behind, but he needs to stay here. There's so much to be done. I will come with you on the next adventure, I promise. Okay. You should travel to the workshop alone in order to maintain secrecy. Well, there we go, right? It's back to dwarvish secrecy. So I have to. Broen certainly is being secretive. Are we to take this as an indicator, right? Is this typical? I wonder. Oh, my. Oh, yeah, sorry. Barely even noticed that. Okay, let's see. What do I want here? Yeah, this is my equipped weapons. So I want to pay attention to this. What do I need here? Subtle stab damage multiplier? That sounds good. Nice. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. Strong work there. Ooh, I'm going to need a reforge on my burglar's tools here pretty soon. I just spent some time updating Grifflet's legendaries here recently. Hey, where's the stupid door? There it is. Okay. Oh, wait, I went the wrong way. Come on now. I'm supposed to go the other way, out onto the mountainside. Excuse me. Sorry, Mr. Iron Garrison Hewer. Well, this is the peaceful path. Weren't you just here? Okay, because yes, the other way goes out right onto Zirak Zigil, as I recall. Whoa. Is this snow? There's snow inside here? The wind atop Zirak Zigil is cold and biting. Yeah, I get that. But are you telling me that this passage is so drafty that snow drifts come in from Zirak Zigil? What kind of a healer are you? You keep your patients in a room that's so cold and drafty with the biting wind of Zirak Zigil that snow drifts accumulate right down the hall. Really? Oh, I mean, I guess like they're kind of tough here and everything, but man. Okay. Oh wait. Madman Modeler wants me to look up. Where was I meant to look up? I forgot. Were you talking to me? Am I supposed to look up here somewhere? Oh, can I see that? I gotta go see the Balrog car. Wow, the snow is a little more intimidating than it was, like the sort of whiteout conditions. Ah, there it is. Is it up here you're talking about out here? Is that the... Can't see up there. The other day... Oh. Who's attacking me? Sounds like a war grad. Oh, there you are. Yeah, come over here and say that. Okay. Yeah, so on Tuesday, this past week, as we were having our Mythgard Adventures night, one of our last regular Tuesday Mythgard Adventures nights, we were looking at the peak of Zirak Zigil from a distance and noticing that there's a structure on top, like a ruin on top. Of course, the current atmospheric conditions don't lend themselves to sightseeing on long distances up. Oh, well, I can still see the moon. How can I still see the moon? Well, the Snow's obviously blowing in from the other direction, but still. So yeah, I was. I don't know if that's. Yeah, so I'm in blizzard conditions. I'm not going to be able to see it, but I can still see the dead Balrog. I just want to see him in high resolution here. Hey there, Durin's Bane. Ooh, okay, so the Balrog's hand is a little higher than a hobbit, right? Can't climb up on him. Trying to get a sense of the scale, right? And they make him very large, which is not surprising. Anyway, okay. Where are we going? Where's my... oh, back across the other way here. All right. All right. So, I'll have to see if I can get out here again on a clearer day. See what I can see up the slope. Where are we going here? Where's the door? What am I looking for? Oh, is it up there? Yeah, probably is. Ooh, look at the moonlight reflecting on the snow. Excuse me, atmospheric conditions again. Can I get an atmospheric conditions amnesty from the goblins, please? I mean, it's just so rude. I guess so was that, to be fair. Look at that. Look at the moonlight reflecting on the snow. Oh, yeah, look, there it is. There it is right there. I can just see the outline against the stars. And so what we were speculating was the structure, only Xerax Zigil, when you look at it from, we were out beyond the east gate of Moria. We're out in the Dimrill Dale. That's where, because we're doing Bingo Night. We've been doing the Bingo quest chain from the beginning on Mythgard Adventures. And we're going to keep doing Bingo Night once a month, but we're not going to do it on Tuesday nights anymore because of the new awesome Lord of the Rings discussion, which I'm going to talk about later. But anyhow, so... we were looking from the east, as I say, and we were looking up and noticing that only Xerax Zigil has a structure on top, which of course makes sense because of the endless stair, right? The endless stair is supposed to go from the bottom from the bottommost depth to the highest peak, and so that must be where the endless stair comes out, which means, oh, there's the moon. Oh, it was shining from behind me, not in front. That's why I couldn't see it. But I'm glad I was looking for it because I saw the big outline, which I'd probably be able to see better in better weather. But anyhow, yeah. So there it is, and well, Gandalf must have just blasted him. I mean, if that's where they came out and they were fighting like up there, Gandalf, he must have been like, whoa, right, and fallen all the way down to there, right? All right, pretty cool. Okay, sorry. So I'm looking for a door. Hi there, Mr. Warg Rider up here. Look at his shadow in the moonlight. Except, dude, your shadow is totally pointing the wrong direction. The moon is just not over there. Or is it? Let's see. Where are we headed? Yeah, I think we're over there and there. All right, and there we can see the other bit. That must be Karathras right there, the mountain. Yeah. There's the red horn. Okay.
The workshop of Melkoth Stonecarver may hold the key to freeing the dwarf Bori from the clutches of Marzok.
Okay.
There is a rumor of a secret escape passage to the throne room of Durin, and knowledge of it may be found among Melkoth's possessions.
Right. Okay, so this is his workshop. Interesting choice, right? Hey, oh, you're not a goblin at all. You're a dwarf. Can I talk to you? Yeah. The goblins have returned to this tunnel, and you'll have a fight on your hands on the way to the workshop. If that be where you're headed. That be where I'm headed, oh scouting dwarf. But I appreciate your use of the subjunctive mood. Tell me about this.
Return soon to his halls.
Right. This tunnel was excavated not long after the... I'm glad to have a tour guide, right? Not long after the Iron Garrison came to Khazad-dûm, and we found the workshop of an ancient sculptor at the end of it. The door was blocked such that we could not open it from the outside. This tunnel is the only entrance until we get that cleared. Right. The goblins have... Oops. Sorry about that. That was meant to be turned off. Okay, the door is... Okay, right, goblins have crept back in. The tunnel is full of the creatures. Okay. All right. I see.
The time has come to drive forth the orcs from our kingdom.
Yes. I and orcs too. Yes, there are goblins in the tunnel. They seem to be searching for the treasure of some kind, as their kind often do, but they'll find little to interest them here or in the workshop at the other end of the passage. Okay. Whatever treasures the sculptor Melkoth Stonecarver kept in the workshop have long since been taken or lost to time. Right. Okay. Good.
The shadow of Mordor will not long fill the...
Have you heard about Zur-Thurk? Isn't that supposed to be secret? I'm supposed to be... This is not exactly keeping it hush-hush between me and Bro in here. I'm a little disturbed by this question, but okay. What's that? The secret road? No, never heard of it. Okay, or maybe he's just better at keeping secrets than I am. If you're looking for some record of it among Melkoth Stonecarver's notes, I have some bad news for you. The orcs and goblins have scattered many of the pages they found in his workshop throughout the tunnel. Whether by design or happenstance, I don't know. If you were to search all the pages for mention of Zur-Thurk, you will need to keep your eyes open. Okay. Great. I'll find them all, I say confidently. Okay, no problem. This is lovely. Are those deliberate shafts or accidental shafts? They look accidental, at least they haven't been carved. I love the snow drifting through the... Hey, look, a stack of rotting papers! Oh, goody! Oh, nothing. Nothing useful. There you go, madman. I'm remembering. What did I get? Nothing? I don't think I got anything. That's lame. Do I need to kill them to find papers? No, just my Goblin Slayer deep. Good, I can avoid them. Alright. Wait, is there anything else this way? Alright, let me look down here then. Okay, got another stack of rotting papers. Shielded Goblin? Oh, you were so cute while you were asleep. Oh, you just stunned me? That is wrong. Hey. Come back here. I said come back here. I'm talking to you. Annoying goblin. Running away from somebody without a proper missile weapon. Oh, I see. Oh, what, you brought your friend? Yeah, I'm going to take out your annoying wounded friend first. Then I'll come back for you. Yes, as I was saying, I think I've been watching too much Star Trek lately. Shielded goblin, and I'm immediately thinking, like, why are his shields up? Okay. Oh, honestly, get back here. What did I do to you? You attacked me while I was innocently standing there looking at a stack of useless rotted papers. As if trying to pretend you were not the instigator of that particular incident. Okay. Orc. Treasure-seeking orc, huh? Look at the shrubbery. right? A little snow-dusted shrubbery growing in the middle of this. Another one here. I was just imagining the seeds of these little evergreen shrubs drifting down here and growing up over time. Hey there, orcs. You don't have any papers, do you? You holding papers? Do you collect papers? No, you don't. Okay, that's fine. You're good. All right. Here's a stack. Let's check these. I can't believe it. Nothing useful. I can't expect to be lucky every time, right? Like I just made a beeline for the other thing. That is to say, with the Chamber of Knowledge, right? Getting lucky like that. I assume it's going to be in the last stack I look at. Okay. Let's see. Another orc treasure seeker. Excuse me. Yeah, coming through. Burglarious activity going on. This is a little burglarious, isn't it? Ooh, look at the... Man, every time I see a body of water in ultra high, I'm like, ooh, look at the water, the light playing on the surface of the water. So mesmerizing. I want to jump down into it. But first I have to make sure that there aren't any stacks of paper up here. I have a vague memory that the first time Wigand did this instance, I missed a stack of papers and ended up wandering around for a really long time looking for the stack of papers that I'd missed. So I want to be careful. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I'm going to stealthily jump into the water because I'm sure he didn't notice that splash. Hi! I know I have to attack you because I'm about to pick up the papers and I'll come out of stealth when I pick up the papers, so we might as well get the formalities here out of the way, from the beginning because... And there goes my sword in need of reforge. Alright, stack of rotting papers. I didn't expect to find anything useful here, but I also didn't expect to find this cute little campsite. So what is this? Is this a goblin pup tent? I assume so. It doesn't even look like a two-man tent. This is like a one or two goblin tent. It's like a little one goblin tent. But he's decorated it with a skull because he's a goblin, and that's what you do, right? And this piece of wood. That's a decorative piece of wood, right? That's not structural. It's got all these knots and holes. Is it a fancy plank that has some kind of personal meaning? Religious significance? Cultural function? Like, maybe it's a game board. Maybe it's like a goblin cribbage board. Maybe that's what this is. Maybe those knots are useful for something. Maybe they use it for torturing their victims in some almost unimaginable way. Maybe it's a tool meant for, I don't know, I would say curing skins, but these skins don't look very well cured. And then what's in the bucket? Fish. Fish in the bucket. And a fishing pole. So here he was fishing, and he's got a fire and a fishing pole and fish. So this has got to be a tent. So this is definitely a structure, not a shrine, in other words, right? Despite the skull. So we have Goblin on foreign expedition, setting up, and he's going to come back, and I'm going to have to kill him again pretty soon if I'm not careful. But so here he sets himself up. I don't know what he's doing. Is he an entrepreneur, right? Is he solo? Right? Is this little goblin coming out here being like, I'm going to set up for my own, like where there's lots of loot nice and handy and no big bosses, right? Is that his idea, right? Like quoting Shagrat, of course. Or is it Gorbag? I think it's Gorbag I'm quoting, actually. Darn it, I can't remember which one. It's in their conversation at the end of the Two Towers. Anyhow, point is, he comes out here and he's like, I need to bring several, because this is not even a piece of wood. This looks like a rib, right? This is bone. So I'm going to bring this huge piece of bone and this other cross piece. and this canvas to set up my little tent. But whatever, like, if you're a goblin, I guess that's what you do too. And a bucket, right? I mean, keep in mind, this is like a cooper was involved in making this bucket, right? That's a bucket with a metal band around it, right? Like the bottom half of a barrel. It's like the butt of a barrel, right? Maybe it was the butt of a dwarf barrel that he stole. Probably, right? It looks like way too good craftsmanship to be goblin made, right? Look at that. Look at how neat the seams are. Yeah, it's probably stolen. Anyhow, okay, so he stole this barrel butt to use as a bucket, and he brought with him the part of a rib of some gigantic creature, and he brought or found this other huge crosspiece, which is clearly wood, as you can tell from the graining. But he also had this skull, which seemed to have something carved on the head of it. Is that something carved, or is that just some sort of hideous growth? Like mildew or whatever. I don't know. But anyhow, okay, so that's fine. But so he brings a skull and then this piece of wood, a very, very doubtful purpose. And he brings both of them along with him, with, of course, his fishing pole and tackle, which, of course, you would do, right? And he makes himself this little fire pit, right, with a rock, carefully surrounded by rocks so as to prevent the fire from spreading, because you wouldn't want the cave to burn down, obviously, right? No, this is quite a quaint little goblin corner we have over here. It really invites the idea of a very attractive little goblin story, right? Okay, all right. Let's pay closer attention to business here. So here we're swimming. Oh, here we are. Here's the other way out. All right. Okay, so there's that ledge there where we were before. Hopefully we have found all the papers. There's another stack. Cave defiler. What do you do to the caves? I don't even want to know how you defile the caves. No. Ooh, here we go. Well, this looks like a big deal. There's another stack of papers there, which is probably the relevant one. We don't have a boss here, but we've come to carvings at last. So this was just a... No, see, this is carved too. Yeah, all the way through. Of course, those arches. I was ignoring them as I was swimming, but here we are. I want to get out of the way so that defiler doesn't... Well, tell you what. Let's just off the defiler. Oh, wait, I forgot this is an instance, so that other guy wasn't going to come back. I was in needless fear of the return of the respawning of the goblin fisherman. Here, Mr. Defiler, I'm just gonna take you out, okay? On account of I don't want you to come up and attack from behind or heal the other dudes when I'm fighting them. So I'm just, yeah, better safe than sorry on that score. Okay. We have a sharp-eyed master and an orc treasure seeker. Okay, that's fine. Well, I can't sneak in there because I'll come out of stealth as soon as I try to pick up those rotting papers. So we're going to have to do this the hard way. All right, Griffith, have a snack here. Let's do this thing. I always forget to use my Scrolls of Ancient Battle Lore. Let me not do that. Okay. Are you ready, Griffith? Okay. Is that a forge? I know, I'd be staring at that too if I were you, guys. I can't blame you. But I can pick your pockets. Yes! Oh, I got another Celebrant salve. Boy, those guys really are surprisingly hoarding that stuff. You wouldn't think, right? I mean, you'd think they would dislike it, actually. You know, salve made from the waters of the Celebrant. But, you know, maybe it's a curiosity. Maybe they're planning to do something strange and horrible with it, right? That seems entirely possible. Bam! Let me stun you. And then I'm going to carry on damaging you. Okay. Aha. Very good. All right. Now I'm going to take your place staring at this thing. What is this? So, it's not a forge. It's obviously very hot, and it will burn me if I step into it. Excuse me. What is that structure at the top? It looks like a window? What is that? I don't know. But you know what I have to say? I wouldn't be keeping my deadwood and my sacks, my, burlap sacks, quite so near the molten lava. Man, orcs are so dumb. And what are these little things? Oh, it's a little anvil. How cute, with a little hook for hanging your hammer next to it. Oh, that is just precious. Is there a hook on the other side? Like, can you hang your tongs on the other side or something? Oh, that is so cute. So is this where, what's his name, Melkoff and, like, his little apprentices used to work? Or whatever? That's really cute. Are these blocks of stone? Yeah, so let's keep the blocks of stone as far away from the fire as we can. But yeah, let's put these broken, dried out barrels. Yeah, right next to it. Good plan. Okay. Nothing useful. Okay, here, all the money's on this one, Grifflet. Yes! The word Zuurthurch catches your eye. I have found what I sought. Hooray! Talk to Broen? Is he here? Wow, this thing even looks weird on the mini-map. It's like this little red glowing cone on the mini-map. Fancy. Okay. How do I talk? Do I just have to leave the instance? Go talk to Broen? Because he said he wasn't coming. This door over here is blocked with rocks, which don't look impossible to clear away. What is this, a minecart? A little wagon? It's not a battle buggy, right? This is just a utility wagon. What? Oh, look, I seem to have left the instance. There I am. Okay, good, because I wasn't looking forward to retracing my... Oops, excuse me. Too late. Okay, Wolf. Messed with the wrong burglar. Okay. I need to get back to the door. I see, there's Durin's Bane. That's to Durin's Way. Shoot, where's the... It's over on this other side, right? Where's the door back into the Way of the Healers? Just listen for the sound of shivering dwarf patients, I guess. Let's see. Okay, taking the express route down that little slope, I understand. I was pretty close to Durin's Bane, wasn't I? Yeah, there it is. There it is. Yeah, you know what would keep the snow out a lot better? A door. Okay, there's a door on this side. On the other side, there's not a door. I'm glad I'm welcome. Yep, I'm also glad I'm not a patient here. Footprints in the snow. And look, they're right here. They're right around the corner. You're boiling rags in these cauldrons. Okay, are the rags for stopping up the drafts? Good grief. You're sorry? What'd you do, man? You want to talk about it? The pain is too great to speak. Oh, I'm sorry. It's just you said you were sorry. I thought you wanted to talk. But if you don't want to talk, it's okay. The pain is too great. I cannot feel my toes. I hear you, man. I know. Hey, Broen.
You've done it, my friend. You've done it.
Yeah, I did do it. Look at these drawings. This is clearly Zabadgathol, which means these hallways here connect to Rosh Durinul, and he laughs with delight. See this tunnel here. I would wager all the treasures of Khazad-dûm that this passage appears on no map save this one. Really? Okay. It just has the look of uniqueness, right? Now, where can we gain access to this passage? Zuarthork, the secret road. If we follow it along this way, we... Broen's smile becomes a mask of confusion. Oh dear. The mercurial emotions of Broen, of the PTSD. Okay, unless I read this wrongly, Grifflet, it seems that Zuarthork connects to Buzungar? Can this really be? Sorry, Buzungar? I don't know. Can it really be? Oh, sorry. Let's see. What do we want here? Yeah, let's get a heritage rune.
You must walk the secret road. I wish I could come with you.
Hey!
But, I cannot.
Yes, you can. Come on, Broen, you can do it. How many fates must have entwined for the Iron Garrison to break open the entrance to Buzungar just when we need it? Ah, see, so notice how we have the element of... I was joking about the chance before, but now we see the element of chance being brought in more explicitly, right? As we move forward. Yeah, absolutely. He is seeing sort of all these things lining up. Okay, if the secret road was built, you will find the entrance to it deep within Buzungar. It must be a portent to have happened this day, of all days. Broen suddenly finds himself unable to meet your eyes. Yeah, I'd be unable to meet my eyes, too, if you knew how ticked off I was that I'm going to have to go down in those freaking tunnels with the... Anyway, don't make me come back up. You can't make me try to get back. I can get down, okay, but if you try to make me come back up those tunnels again, I'm not gonna do it, Broen. I just won't. I wish I could come with you to walk the secret road and rescue Bori, but there's still so much to do, and you're needed here. That sounds like a lame-o excuse, Broen. We'll fight together on the next adventure. Oh, yeah, that's what you said last adventure, Broen. Return to Buzungar, located... Yeah, I know where it is. And speak with Orvar Bellhammer. I remember Mr. Friendly Optimism and I Love Elves. He will accompany you along Zuarthork if it exists, though he should be your only companion in the interest of secrecy. Right, okay. So I can't take a fellowship along with me because they might let the cat out of the... But you can't trust those people, right? Okay. It's like... Oh, right, I keep forgetting that the armor is like too high level for me because I'm questing over my head here. But that's fine. Oh, man, boy, this... Let's see. Oh, more attractive. Oh, it's might-based, though. Yeah, it's not going to beat my Explorer Ohan Kharaf, right? Besides, how could you possibly compete with armor that has the consonant in it twice in a row? All right. Let's go. All right, what time is it anyway? Oh, we're good. We still have time. Goat up, Griffith. Well, actually, hang on. Let's reforge my legendaries here first. Okay. Alright, this time I am pointing the right direction. Okay. Just gonna visit the Forge Master here for a minute, then I'll take a swift goat. Back. That's easy enough. Hi there, Mr. Forge Master.
The House of Durin will live forever.
Oh, yeah, okay. Sure. Let's identify these things, which I don't care about especially. But what I really want to do is I want to reforge stuff. Okay, I don't really care because this is not what I'm using. I'm totally just leveling that one up. There's what I'm talking about here. Okay. pulse modifier for glee. Pulse modifier for glee. I know what each one of those words means individually. Glee? Is that a skill? Do I get the glee skill? And if I get the glee skill, when and how exactly can I get the glee skill as a burglar? And in what sense of the word glee? Do I sing? Right? Is that do burglars get to take part in choral numbers? Because if so, I must have this skill, right? Is it referring to glee in the sense of cheer and happiness, right? Do burglars have a happiness and cheerfulness skill? Do I get a skill to be more chipper in the face of danger? In which case, I need that skill even more, right? Somebody please explain to me what on earth a pulse modifier for glee is. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to take it, obviously. Coup de grace mark duration kind of sounds more useful, but I need it. Pulse modifier for glee. I need it. Right. Okay. It's in yellow line, Nettlebrew, you say? Huh. Well, I need to try yellow line, obviously. Okay. Very good. Yeah. All right. Oh, man, I got to reforge all the heck over the place here. Reveal weakness range. Okay, that'd be helpful if I remembered ever to reveal weaknesses. Addle induction multiplier. That one's at a higher level anyway. So that, boy, good grief, look at this. Subtle stab critical damage. Yeah, okay. Man, okay. Glad I did. I had some serious reforging to do there. Okay. Now let's see here. I need to pay some attention. So I gotta redo these. Incoming healing. Oh yeah, let's rank that up. Never know when incoming healing might be handy, right? Positional damage. Yeah. Oh wait. Sneak movement speed. That's what I want. Loving the sneak movement speed. Pulse modifier for glee. Just love it. Just love it. Okay, Glee is a heal in yellow line. Okay, and pulse modifier adds a pulse to it. Okay, so it's like a heal over time skill. Yeah, but it's called Glee, right? Okay, I need to obviously I need to run yellow line, right, at some point, because that's a thing that has to happen. So I'm gonna look into this whole Glee business, right? Because this plainly needs to happen. All right, maximum sneak movement speed. That is handy. See how I notice all the slots I opened up? Look at this. I opened up all my slots. I'm ready with the legendary items. Grifflet is going to be so maxed out with his legendaries. He's a dangerous little hobbit. Okay. Mischievous Glee, it's called? Seriously, it's called Mischievous Glee? Oh, that is too much. That is awesome. Okay, now Paraphernalia, is that your name? Paraphernalia with an F-E-R in the middle. That's an awesome name, by the way, Paraphernalia 126. So Paraphernalia, that's awesome. That's just awesome, right? Mischievous Glee. That is a skill I must have. Uh-oh. I'm hung up on the loading screen. This is not good. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Yeah, my loading screens have been really, really fast, too, ever since I got my new computer. So, it's a group. Oh, it's a group-wide hot. I'm like, hot. Healing over time. Got to see. I'm so hip. I totally know exactly what you're talking about. Okay. I think I'm in trouble. I think I'm in trouble here. Okay. Oh, so we have the lore question. What would the name of Grifflet's a cappella group be? Yeah. You mean like if you were in a Glee club, right? don't know. I can't rush into that one. I have to really give that thought. I think I'm bugged out here on the loading screen, right? Any chance of this resolving itself? Burglarious glee. That's a good suggestion there, Druid's Fire. I like that. Why don't you guys tell me if you think there's any... Is this a bug? Am I bugged here? Do I need to quit and come back in? Is that the issue here with the loading screen? Yeah, crash incoming. I that's what I was figuring. Yeah. Awesome. Yep, there it is. Okay, good. All right. Well, let's figure that out again. Ooh, actually, this gives me a great opportunity to ask you guys for free technical support. So, okay. So here's the thing. Watch what happens here. This has been happening ever since I set up my new machine with this. So I have a second screen, right? I've got an old monitor, which I use for a second screen. So that's where I have over here the Twitch chat and my OBS and everything going, so I can monitor stuff while I'm playing the game on my main screen, which is where I'm broadcasting from. So fine. Anyway, the point is, when I start up the game always invariably starts up on my secondary screen. Not on my, like I just did, start up on my secondary screen, and I can't, I can move it, so I can go hey, look, I'm moving it over to my primary screen, but then when I want to move it over here, it's not set properly. It's all screwed up, and I've got to redo it. Now I can fix this, but it's annoying. Does anybody know, how on earth do I get this fool thing to actually set up on the proper screen, right? Because this is annoying, because now I've got to do this, right? I'm like, hey, look, no, hey, show it in windowed version. Yeah, do that. No, show it full screen again. Yeah, do that. And that's annoying, right? I do that every single time. How do I get it to actually just start up on my primary screen instead of my secondary screen? I don't know why it defaults to that. Ooh, but since we're on my loading screen, want to see something? Meet Narnion. Narnion is the lore master who is going to be the host of Exploring the Lord of the Rings. This is my special character that I have made. As you see, he's only level 6 and he's still in Bria. I just got him through the intro area. But anyway, yeah, so no, see, paraphernalia, I tried that. It's not starting in the same monitor that I'm putting the startup thing in, because I've tried that in both places, and it starts up on the secondary screen every single time, no matter what I do. Anyway, okay. I need to change it to windowed full screen, huh? Let's see. Okay, let's try that. Let's see. So, where do I get? Windowed full screen. So, windowed, right? Okay. Right, I got the windowed bit. And now what? Now I expand it like this? That work? Didn't like that. No, it did not like that. Whoa. Okay. That was interesting. But all right. Okay. All right, we got the business up on the top here, so it's a little bit less clean than it was. But it's better, presumably. Oh, it wasn't an option. Yeah, okay, I don't have it. Yeah, the Mac client doesn't have that option. I see, so it's just a display option within the game. So I have a windowed full screen thing going on here, right? Yeah. All right, okay. Anyway, so this is Narnion Valaharma, who is going to be the host, as I said, of Exploring the Lord of the Rings, starting in January. I'm probably going to take the shoulder. I don't like the shoulders. The green doesn't match with the green robe. Anyway, cosmetics are still in and then this is his startup outfit, right? Still in a nascent form here, but anyway, this is Narnion, and he will be the one who will be leading the expeditions to explore the Middle-earth settings of the Lord of the Rings and the quest connections with the books and everything. So I just wanted, since I'm here on my loading screen, I thought I might as well introduce you. All right, Grifflet, let's get back into things here. Okay. Yeah, Fairvenon is calling to Terry Adwin, come rescue us. Yeah, I know, totally, right. But I actually kind of like the green startup robe. I'm thinking of keeping it. But the shoulders have to go. That can't really work. Okay. All right, we're back. What were we doing? Talking to Orvar. Do we have time now for the thing? I'm going to be running into afternoon carpool. Wait a second. Wait, hang on a sec. Can you guys remind me? The secret road, is that the whole one? Do I have to go like all the way through rescuing by capturing Mazog? Does that happen here? Is that how far? Because I remember that one being really long, and if that one is the one, then I don't want to start it. But if I just have to go through the road and then get to the place where I start the next instance, I can't remember. Yeah, it is the whole thing. Okay, yeah. All right, I shouldn't start it then. I was gonna say I might be able to run and do that, but I don't think I can. Because yeah. Thanks, Pine Leaf. Yeah, it's. I remember that. Not only is that really long, but as I recall, the last time I tried that, it was with my dwarf runekeeper who did the completionist Moria, and when we got to there, he got killed by the penultimate mob, like the trolls that come out at the very, very end as you're escaping, and squished him. And I was like, no, man, it's one of those horrible things where you get to the end of this like half-hour instance and die like in sight of the exit. Oh, so frustrating. Okay, yeah, so we'll definitely do that instance next time, just on the offhand chance that it takes me more than one go. Cool. So then let's oh, hi, Kariana. Yeah, sorry I didn't have any work for you to do today. I was mostly solo with the solo instances here today. But anyway, so okay. So then let me give an update about exploring the Lord of the Rings, because things are starting to come together and I'm really excited. So okay. So first, just in case you haven't heard about it, let me tell you what I'm referring to. Exploring the Lord of the Rings. So starting in January, the beginning of January, Tuesday, January 3rd, which is, of course, a propitious day, as Tuesday, January 3rd is J.R.R. Tolkien's 125th birthday. So on J.R.R. Tolkien's 125th birthday, we are going to... we're going to start a new series, which is going to be an in-depth discussion of the Lord of the Rings. So we're going to do some in-game stuff too, but I want to make sure everybody understands. It's not going to be. I'm going to host it in-game, and I'm going to run it on the Signum U Twitch channel. But it's not going to be primarily an in-game thing. It's going to be primarily a book discussion. So if you've ever wanted to discuss the Lord of the Rings, maybe you're one of those LOTRO players who hasn't read the Lord of the Rings ever, or not in a very, very long time, 30 years or something like that, then I absolutely encourage you to take the opportunity. We're going to go slowly, right? The reading load is not going to be high. We're never going to talk about more than one chapter per week, and there will be many occasions, I'm sure, when I'm going to take more than 1 week to talk about an individual chapter. And we're going in that way to proceed chapter by chapter through the entire Lord of the Rings. I fully expect that this series is going to take probably 2 years to get through. And that's awesome. I've always wanted to do. I have never gotten to. I have not taught the Lord of the Rings in 3 years, and I have never in my life gotten to do that kind of an examination of the Lord of the Rings. To be able to go through with that kind of leisure, looking through. Those of you who know my Hobbit book, exploring J.R.R. Tolkien's The Hobbit. I did that in the Hobbit book, where I went through chapter by. I did a chapter in my book on each one of the chapters of the Hobbit, going through the book, and basically it's that same kind of treatment that I want to give to the entire Lord of the Rings from beginning to end, and that's what I'm really, really excited to do. So we are gonna meet in game,
And I'll be in game, and I'll be doing the discussion through Twitch, and we're going to use Discord for the audio, or for not for audio, but also for text contributions, so that your contributions can be synced to my audio rather than having the Twitch delay is one of the primary reasons that we're gonna use that. Anyway, so the discussion is going to be great. So if you haven't read the Lord of the Rings, or you're really rusty on your Lord of the Rings, you should come. If you're not rusty on your Lord of the Rings, if you're one of those people who, like me, reads the Lord of the Rings every single year, then definitely come, because you'll like it even more. We're going to get the chance to I promise you, we're going to discover things that you've never thought of before in the Lord of the Rings. And when I say that, it's not like I'm boasting like I am going to unfold wisdom about the Lord of the Rings that you have scarcely imagined, right? I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is I always find new stuff that I've never found before. I've never taught my way through Tolkien and not emerged from it having learned like awesome new things that I'd never noticed before. So I'm totally confident that that's going to happen again, that we're all going to be discovering new things. So anyway, so that's going to be awesome. So, but then it's not just going to be that. In addition to talking about the Lord of the Rings in depth like that, we are also then going to be exploring, right? So my plan is it's probably going to be about a 2-hour session per week, right? On Tuesday nights, it'll be about a 2-hour session. After hour and a half or so, I will retire to the field trip portion of the class, right? So we'll start off with a book discussion, then we'll do a field trip, and we'll take a field trip to the place in the game, the geographical spot where the action of that chapter takes place. Maybe looking at some quests or quest lines which are connected or related to the portion of the story that we talked about. You know how sometimes Turbine will kind of pick up on particular themes or ideas in different quests, right? Not just in the sort of synced with the geographic location. Anyway, so we'll have a lot of fun doing that. When I do that part, for that reason, because I'm going to be doing the field trips in game, and anyone who wants to is invited to come along on those field trips. I'm going to be rotating among different servers because I play my characters on Landreval, I always have, but I don't want to just be Landreval-centric the whole time. So I'm going to rotate. Narnian exists on every server now. I've set him up on every server, though actually that name is taken on some servers. So Narnian is a Sindarin name, by the way, which means the story guy, essentially. That's a rough translation of Narnian's Sindarin name. So sometimes I had to use his Quenya, the Quenya version of his name, which is Niarian. So he's got his Quenya name in some servers, he's got his Sindarin name on some servers. But anyhow, so he's going to be visiting a bunch of different servers, and people are going. So if you are on a non-Landreval server or a Landreval server, and your kin would be interested in sort of hosting the field trip, right? I mean, if you want to make kind of a kin event out of the field trip that we're going to do. That would be really fun. I'd be happy to kind of feature your kinship on that particular week's class, and maybe we can do something like a little special kind of Q&A after the class with your kin, people who come and everything. That'd be fun. Anyway, whatever. We'll figure that stuff out. But I would be happy to do. We've already received some invitations from people on Crick Hollow and Arkenstone, and so anyway, it's going to be. I'm excited to get out there onto different servers and to meet new people that I haven't gotten a chance to meet because I spend all my time on Landreval. So I put a big post describing the class on, and of course I call it a class because it is going to be kind of like, it's not just like a book club because we're going to be discussing, but I'm going to talk a lot because it's what I do. So anyway, so it's going to be like a class. It's of course not a credit class, obviously. No one's going to be writing papers or taking exams or anything like that, but it's going to be open. There's no fee or anything like that. It's open to everybody. Anybody can watch it. Not only do you not have to be on the server, you don't even have to be in game, because again, the entire thing is going to be broadcast through Twitch. So this is twitch.tv/SignumU, the Signum University Twitch channel. So we're going to be hosting it there. everyone's invited to participate. People on the different servers are welcome to come along on the weekly field trips. We're going to post a schedule of which servers we're going to in what weeks. Again, if you want to get involved with that, I have my email address on that post. So you go to the forums, go to the community and social subforum, and then or category, and then the J.R.R. Tolkien subforum, and you can see my post there announcing the class. And my email is there. You can get in touch with me. Get in touch with Maven. She's the one she's helping with organizing all this stuff. LOTRO Maven is here in the Twitch chat here today. Or again, you can send me an email on that thing, and I'll get you in touch with her, and we'll get all that sorted out. So I'm really excited about this. It's things are really coming into place. We've got everything. There's still one or two things that I'm trying to work out, in particular our location spot, but hopefully I'll have more for you on that there. Exactly. Major Domo Maven. That's exactly it, Madman. That's precisely it. So anyway, so I am going to have so much fun with this, and I hope that as many people as possible can join me. I think that this is a really wonderful opportunity. And again, I say this, I know it sounds all self-aggrandized. It's a very wonderful opportunity for you to study The Lord of the Rings with me. What I mean is, it's a really exciting opportunity for me to study The Lord of the Rings with you. And I'm hoping, I always really enjoy having as many people as possible involved with this. I've been running classes like this, online, where you're seeing and you're hearing me, and I'm getting responses from you by text. And so I've come to really love this kind of teaching interface. And so again, and I find the more people are there and making observations and contributions to the discussion, the richer and more fun it is. So I'm really hoping that lots and lots of people can join us. So anyway, thanks everyone for joining me here today. I think I've got to sign off now. But again, keep an eye out, check out the forums, look for that post so you can see the information. You can link people to that to spread the word. We're going to have a web page on that. We're building now a web page on the Mythgard site for the show. So we'll send out the link for that as well. We should have that link up for you guys next week. But anyway, just wanted to share my increasing excitement as we get closer and closer now. We're only a couple weeks away. Like 3 weeks now, right? From the beginning of the thing. So that'll be fun. Anyway, thanks. Or 4 weeks maybe. Anyway, it's close. It's getting closer all the time. Thank you so much for joining me today. Grifflet will be back next week. Now we're getting closer. I got to be careful because, of course, one of these Fridays is going to end up being the 23rd. On the 23rd, I'm going to be airborne. I'm going to be flying. I'm heading to Phoenix to my in-laws. Actually, I'm going to be missing 2 weeks because both Fridays I'm traveling to and from Phoenix on the 23rd and the 30th. So, Grifflet will be on a hiatus for a couple weeks there, unfortunately. I'll try to see if I can do a Wiggin stream or two on Signum U. But anyway, so by the way, that also suggests to me, in the meantime, while we're waiting for the while we're waiting for stuff to come out, right? While we're waiting for more information and all this stuff and our webpage and everything, one thing you can do in the short term is go and follow, do the little heart thing, right, on the Signum U Twitch channel. If you list that way you can get announcements whenever if I do a stream with Wiggin. I'm looking forward to getting through. Wiggin still hasn't chased down that fallen Nazgul that Legolas shot out of the sky, and I'm really interested in doing that, right, in chasing down the Nazgul. So we're gonna I'm gonna get back to that soon, and looking to get deeper down into Rohan and stuff. So anyway, and not to mention other the other awesome shows that are happening on the Signum channel, like Girls of Middle Earth and the Two Dwarfs show and the Tolkien trivia show and everything. So lots of really good stuff. Charmandy, yes, Phil Boswell. We might get another Charmandy. Charmandy, of course, is my son's character. I've been streaming with my 8-year-old son, who really enjoys streaming with me. So he started a Guardian whose name is Charmandy in this, like, what is always slightly painful fandom crossover thing. He names all of his LOTRO characters after Pokemon. So there it is. And you can tell that I am the father of an 8-year-old boy because I know that the plural of Pokemon is Pokemon, right? I don't make that noob error of calling them Pokemons or Pokemen or something like that. Anyway, okay. So yeah, we're gonna Charmandy maybe, but we just did a stream with Charmandy on this past Saturday, and that will probably happen sometime here along the way. Probably not during Christmas, but probably soon. Anyway, thanks again for joining me, and I will see you guys next week. We'll be back next week. So thanks everybody. Bye now.